It's about the use of words, but the key thing here is about reaction. The key thing to all this whole thing, this back and forth, I've heard everything. The key thing that we're going to talk about is about the reaction, because the reaction is what makes this an issue when it shouldn't really have been an issue.
Double H. Double H. Double H. Double H. Double H. Double H.
So, you see, for me, it's always difficult with these things that happen so quickly, because obviously we did the post-match hangout show, and with these things that happen, more and more information comes to light. More and more information comes to light because after we did the show, I found a Romanian football journalist, which is key because now you're not getting it from the Romanian point of view. And I now learned that apparently this fourth official tried to take his life like 12 years ago. And I think the same official as well, when there were like monkey chants in a stadium, he said that he didn't hear it. So much information came to that. I was like, aha. But just watching everything again, this is about a reaction. So let's just go through the whole thing. So obviously, Pierre Webo is obviously doing something, which means that he gets sentence off. So it happens, if you're complaining so much or you overstep your boundaries with the fourth official, you get sentence off. Happens all the time. I remember it's happening to Stanley Hamzic actually a few times for Bayern. So the referee, and this is the mistake that he made. He obviously, in reference to Webo, says to his compatriot, who's the main referee, that's Negru, obviously referencing to that black guy. Who look, is that black guy there? Boom. So people can say, okay, why should you call him a black guy? You shouldn't really something like that. That's not even the issue. Put that to one side. Just put that to one side. That is problem. Let's just put that to one side. Once Webo hears Negru, he doesn't speak Romanian. Most people in the world don't speak Romanian. Most people in the world understand English. Spanish, yeah, English, because I think they say Spanish is the most spoken language. So English, Spanish. Then it's now getting dicey to French, German, but really the most spoken languages in the world by different countries, in terms of different countries, is English and Spanish. So hence why when you're officiating, the two languages that you must be fluent in if you're an official, is English and Spanish. Because most guys that you're dealing with in football games understand basic English and Spanish. So it's never lost in translation. But the neutral language, the point that Storage brought up, is English, because everyone knows that. Because you say, if he says black player, it's not that much of an issue. But the issue was Negru. So Webo is in his rights as somebody who doesn't understand Romanian to be like, whoa, what? Negru? Excuse me, what? And then he says to the guy several times, why did you call me Negru? And the official doesn't say anything. He says it again, why did you call me Negru? What did you call me Negru? And he doesn't say anything. If you think somebody's being racist to you and they say, okay, why did you call me this and everything, and then the person doesn't say anything, you have to assume that he's guilty and he's been caught. He's been caught doing something bad. But if that official, his reaction was, oh, no, I wasn't being racist. No, Negru is just Romanian. I wasn't being racist. Like, I was just referring to you as black. I was not, I was not being racist. So, and he just sort of explains himself as to why he used that. You have a different situation. But when you watch the video, someone else now says to Bar that, oh, no, Bar, it's Romanian. It's an interpretation of language. But once Bar steps to him, the guy just says nothing. So, don't explain for him. Let the man who said it explain himself. But once he keeps quiet and doesn't say anything, that's the issue. Because if you're not saying anything, you have to assume guilt. Because most people, whenever they get caught, you see, the people who were like, yeah, I said it, screw you. But then the other guys who, they know they've done something bad and they don't want to get caught. But once they get caught, mom's the word. You don't plead the fifth. You don't say anything. So once you don't say anything, you assume the guilt. So that is where the issue arose. Because there are people that are saying that, wait, what did you call me Negru? What did you call me Negru? And if you don't say anything, it must mean that you've been caught. So that is where that issue lies. So you go back to the initial, because see, I've seen so many people say stuff about, I've seen it comes, too woke, racism, cry. See, when anybody says stuff like, too woke, where are we going through night right now? Those are the same people who just want to crack racist jokes. So always be wary of those guys that say, oh man, you're too woke, because I'm not woke. Okay, I'm not a liberal, I'm not a leftist, I'm not an Afrocentric dude. I'm not like, hey man, black. I'm just a logical, I use logic. And from this point of view, I'm coming from it from a very logical point of view, taking in as much information as possible. So, as I say, look, I still never want to live in Eastern Europe. That's facts. But this is not an indictment on anybody from Eastern Europe or Romania. And this is not to say that all Romanians are racist and Romanians are awful people. Now, I would never want to live in Romania because I know as a black guy, Romania, Bulgaria, Serbia, as a black guy, I would not recommend you going anywhere near there. Visit, come straight back, have a return ticket to come straight back out of there. But that's just where the issue is, is people have to just realize that the referee's reaction is what caused the issue. You have to realize that. That is what caused the issue. Because you go to the initial thing is that you shouldn't even be using that language. You should not be using your native language if you're officiating a Champions League game. As I said, because I was only thinking to myself that, okay, that you should really be sort of well versed in English, Spanish, French, German, but no, English and Spanish. That's it. Because English, most people just understand very basic English. Spanish covers a lot of different regions, so a lot of people really understand the basics of Spanish. And most teams can gravitate towards an English and a Spanish. But once you're not bringing in Romanian into it, a language that most people in the world don't speak or have any clue about, if you now say a word, it can easily be interpreted as a something. But the thing is this, it did not have to be an issue if the guy who said it spoke. The guy didn't say anything. The guy was quiet, So because he didn't say anything, and you're being accused of, just use your logic. If someone is being accused of being racist and he doesn't say anything, what should you rightfully assume? Just use your brain and your logic. Forget about what other guys are saying. Forget about explanation and everything. X said something that I am interpreting as racist. I go to X. Why did you call me that? And X says nothing. What should I assume? I should assume that, no, I must be wrong. So I say, okay, why did you call me Negru? And X was like, so what should you assume? You have to, only a logical brain will assume that I've caught you. And because you've been caught, you're too embarrassed to even speak or say anything. And you're saying like, as long as I don't say anything, maybe I can get out of this situation. That because I knew that I screwed up, maybe I can get out of this situation. That's what silence means. Or if you believed you were right, you would be like, oh, no. This is not a racist thing. Webo overstepped his boundary. I am telling my competitor that, bro, you've overstepped your boundary. I'm sending you off for misbehaving. And I just was trying to tell my referee that, hey, it's this black guy. Which is, okay, this black guy and everything, but that's what. So once just say, I was referring to you as this black guy, you can say that that's problematic, but for me, if you have that, it can be, you can work with that. You can work with that because you're like, okay, you shouldn't say that's a black guy. You shouldn't say that black guy. You can just be like, oh, it's, you can just point to the dude. But you can work with that because remember, Webo wasn't sitting on that black guy. It was Negru. Just anything to Negru, all that kind of stuff. You're like, what is that, mate? You know, what are you on about? What's this Romanian thing that it's on about, bro? What? You know? So that's because I think that is what Webo's point of view was. And I think even Ba was more so as to, well, you didn't say that like I was black, but the key thing is his reaction. The fact that he wasn't speaking, he wasn't saying anything, he wasn't talking, that everybody was saying stuff to him and he didn't say a single word, and he instead was just trying to hide behind people and just walk away. You look guilty. You look guilty. You know, a guy who is accused of something that doesn't say anything and doesn't even say anything to try to defend himself or explain himself is probably guilty of something. I don't know what it is, but it's probably guilty of something. And that's just what it is. It is the reaction from that dude, you know. So hopefully that clears things up, man, you know. So but and again, I think it's as simple as that. I mean, this isn't on the level of what Suarez said to Evra or what Mihailovic said to was it Vieira, or what Stoichkov said to, I think it was either Desai or Vieira. So whether it was Stoichkov, Mihailovic, any of these dudes were like, okay, this is just they're clearly being racist. So that's the key thing here, is that he wasn't being racist. Like Mihailovic was being racist. Stoichkov was being racist. You know, Suarez was trying to demean Evra's skin color. So they were trying to Busquets to Marcelo, calling me monkey. He was trying to 100% be racist towards him. So those guys, it's like, yes, they knew what they were doing. I don't think that he wasn't. See, that's the key. He was not trying to be racist. So we have to now be clear here. He wasn't trying to be racist. And this isn't a direct racist incident, but it is still under the visor of racism and how people view black people. Because I still do believe that that guy looks at black people as just, you know, a black dude there. I believe that. I truly believe that, you know. Hence why he didn't say anything, because like, okay, oopsies, you know. But this isn't on the same level as, so he wasn't specifically trying to be racist. He was like, oh no, Webo, you've been sent off, that black guy, boom, boom, boom. So this is on the level of what Mihailovic, Stoichkov, all those dudes did, or people in the fans doing monkey chant. So there are different levels there. But the key thing is just reaction. It's the reaction. And his lack of an explanation and him keeping quiet that made the situation a lot worse and made him look a lot more guilty. Because a guy that doesn't say anything when being accused is probably guilty. Remember to like that vid. Remember to subscribe. Peace out. Nice one. Become a Football Hut member and gain access to cool emojis on the live streams and get access to new YouTube content by clicking the join button here. And to view that new content, head over to the YouTube channel homepage and click on the community tab over here.